Yo, what's going on? Boxing Talk Up North. It's your host, Ryan Fraser in the building. Ryan from the Six. Whatever you want to call me, man. Make sure you check me out on the Discord. I'm going to have the link in the description. That way you can find out when I go live. You can join the discussion and let me know what you think about the topics, man. I mean, we talk about everything boxing. This is not a channel where I'm champion any fighter, any network. We talking boxing. So if you're down with boxing, hit me up. Make sure you join the live chat and we can have a discussion and pull you up on the panel, man, so you can let the people know how you feel. But let's talk about last week, yesterday, what happened with the Last Crescendo card. Shout out to Turkey Al-Sheikh and Riyadh season. They got one of the best cards of the year announced at the moment. And I'm excited to see, man. Obviously, the headline clash is the rematch for undisputed of the light heavyweight titles between Arthur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Both tremendous fighters, obviously 1 and 2 in the division. I think for years and years we all wanted this fight, and obviously money was an issue. There was other things involved, but we got the card, man. We got the fight. It's here. Turkey Al-Sheikh has delivered it, and basically we just want to see where it goes next, man. I mean, we understand the stakes. Definitely Arthur Beterbiev, he definitely had a great fight in my opinion. I picked him to win. I thought he did enough to win, and it was a good fight. I just thought he won those championship rounds, and that was the separation for me. I had him win him 7-5. But people that say Dmitry Bivol won, I can see that too. I feel like the fight was close. The fight was close enough to where somebody can say some of those rounds were swing rounds, and they could say, hey, I picked him for Beterbiev. They picked him for Bivol. That's why they got 7-5 for Bivol. But at the same time, I think this is a quick turnaround for Dimitri, man. You know, he had his hands were swollen. The side of his head looked like it was clubbed in. I just don't know if there's enough time for all of those injuries and aches and pains to heal. And I'm not saying Beterbiev didn't have any of that. I just think like he didn't look as worn down as Bivol did. You know what I mean? And I think that's the way this fight's gonna go down. I think Beterbiev is gonna stop Bivol in the 11th round. I think he's gonna get to him early. He's gonna put the pounding on him earlier so that he can stop him later in the fight, because he understands this turnaround's too quick for Dimitri. So it's favoring Beterbiev in my opinion, especially with age. You don't want to wait too much if you're Arthur, but at the same time, if Bivol could pull it off, man, we got a trilogy, and I'm with that, an undisputed trilogy. But let's just hope the IBF or anybody else doesn't get in the way of the trilogy if it should happen, because I know Benavidez is supposed to get the shot at the winner, but we'll see what the WBC does with that, because they don't really give guys they shots as often as they used to. But this is the way boxing politics are, man. And Turkey Al-Sheikh's got the money, so they're gonna do what Turkey Al-Sheikh says. But in the co-main event, switch gears to that. Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, a terrific matchup. Definitely great heavyweight fight to start the year. These two guys have been on a ride. They're both riding good winning streaks, and when you have that, it's just explosion, man. I mean, Daniel Dubois, we thought he was a quitter after he lost to Usyk because of the way that fight went, but ever since then, he's really just been on a tear. When you look at it, Gerald Miller obviously isn't a huge name, but he's a good opponent. I think he was undefeated at the time that Dubois beat him. A good opponent. Dubois beats him. And then Herkovich, talking all that craziness, talking about he can retire if he loses to Dubois. Basically saying, dismissing Dubois totally. He gets stopped. And then Anthony Joshua takes on Dubois in Wembley Stadium with over 90,000 fans. And they're showing up there to watch AJ. They're not showing up there to watch Dubois. And Dubois sparks him out, man. And the first person to stop him. And you just got to look at that and say, damn, is Daniel Dubois the future of the heavyweight division? It's a real legit question now. And then Joseph Parker on the other side of that, You know, he's had a lot of tough fights in his earlier days. Lost to AJ, you know, tough fight with Ruiz. Some people thought Ruiz won. And it goes on and on for him. Changes trainers, brings in Andy Lee, and it looks like a match made in heaven. And Andy Lee's got him on a winning streak. He beats Wilder, and then he beats Zhang, who obviously was coming in on his own winning streak. So now he's beating two top tier name heavyweights. Puts him right back in the conversation, yo. Joseph Parker's probably the third or fourth best heavyweight now, you know, with those two wins. And say what you want to say, but it's true. So now we got a situation of Daniel Dubois calling out Usyk, and I hope he's not looking past Joseph Parker, because if somebody could beat him, it's going to be Joseph Parker. He's going to beat Dubois if Dubois is not focused, because he's got the tools, and he's obviously, you know, listening to Andy Lee. He's got all the confidence in the world in Andy Lee, and Andy Lee has created a new monster in this division. So shout out to all of them. That's going to be a great event. That in itself could be a main event on any other show, but it's the co-main event here on the Last Crescendo, and the card just gets better. The fight before them is Floyd Schofield versus the super lightweight champion, lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson, WBC champ. Shakur Stevenson, obviously, he had the hand injury, so he had to pull out his last fight against Cordina, which would have been on the first undisputed card for Beterbiev and Bivol. But he's here. You know, he's here. And he's fighting against a young, hungry lion in Floyd Schofield Jr. And we'll see what they got to bring to the table, man. I mean, I don't believe that Shakur Stevenson is taking this fight lightly. He shouldn't. You know, you never know what's going to happen with these young guys. They get a big opportunity. Schofield can go out there and have a good showing and put himself on the map, or he can go out there and define all odds and beat Shakur Stevenson. And then we're looking at Shakur like, I guess you really ain't one of them greats. You know what I mean? But it's definitely going to be a lot of pressure on Shakur Stevenson to put up a good performance. The problem with him, a lot of people have, is they say he's boring. He's not going to be in America. He's going to be in Riyadh, so it might be a different feel for him. We'll see, though. We'll see what Shakur Stevenson does, obviously off the hand injury. Hopefully the hand is good. Hopefully they make it to the fight. It's a month away and some change. So we want to see it, man. And I want to see Floyd Schofield. He was not in attendance at the press conference yesterday, but I think they've been already online talking about why. So it's good that they're giving clarity to the fans and, you know, not looking like they're going to pull out the fight, because I hope that's not what they do, because they called Shakur down. They called him down for this. So you made the calls. They answered the bell. Show up and fight. That's all we want, man. Just put up a good fight. Don't go in there and you know, try to do something you don't do. Go in there and beat Floyd Schofield Jr. and all them sparring stories. Go make them happen, you know, and get paid to do it. That's what we want to see. So shout out to them. That's another great fight. That's a fight that's probably a main event in America, you know, but it's not even the co-main event on this card, because this card is stacked. So before those guys squabble and square off, we're going to have Carlos Adames, who's bringing his WBC middleweight title to the ring against Hamza Shiraz, who's the upcomer in that division. Hamza Shiraz, obviously, you know, he's got a lot of praise, but Carlos Adames could definitely, this should be his coming out party fight, really. And I say that to be like, he's been fighting the WBC for the last 2 years to be elevated to champion, because of Jamal Charlo being champion in recess. So he's always kind of like not been the guy of that division. Now he is the guy. Hamza Shiraz is trying to be the guy. You know, can you derail this train? That's what Carlos Adames has got to, you know, do. It's a tall task. Carlos Adames is a huge guy for the division. He's like 6'2", fills out pretty big. But at the same time, you looking at him like fool, man, because he ain't really been in there with anybody like Carlos Adames. He never been in there with a champ or a former champ. I don't even know. So we gotta look at it like it's Hamza Shiraz taking a step too far, Is there a reason why he didn't fight Janibek when he was mandatory? And Janibek's got 2 titles. Does he not believe in himself? Does he believe Carlos Adames is the weaker champion? A lot of those answers will be answered on February 22nd. And we'll find out, is Carlos Adames the real deal, or is Hamza Shiraz the future of the division? We'll see, man. But Carlos Adames also, just like Floyd Schofield Sr. or Jr., was not in attendance at the press conference. And I do not like that at all, because I feel like he needs that attention. He needs people to see him. He needs to be there to show Hamza Shiraz that, hey, man, I'm here. I'm the champ. This is not your show. I'm coming here to beat you on your turf. And that's huge, man. But at the same time, we don't know what happened with Carlos Adames. We don't know what the situation is. So we just got to assume they're going to show up fight night, February 22nd, and give us one hell of a fight. All right, as we move on down the card, man, the fight before that is Israel Magomedov versus Vergil Ortiz. Wow. We thought we were going to get Magomedov on the Tyson Fury versus Usyk 2 card. He pulls out of the fight with Boacek with not an injury, illness. Yeah, bronchitis, I think, or something like that. So now he gets 2 months to prepare for Vergil Ortiz. Give him the full camp, and shout out to Vergil Ortiz for taking this fight, because it's a tough opponent. We saw what Magomedov was able to do with Terrence Crawford. Keep Terrence Crawford honest. That's what he did in that fight. Kept him honest, and he fought a good fight, man, for 12 rounds. I take nothing away from Magomedov. I think he beats Vergil Ortiz. I think he just outguns him, and I think he does it fairly easy. And I'm not shitting on Vergil Ortiz or nothing like that. Shout out to Vergil. I just think Magomedov's a lot more intelligent of a fighter than we give him credit for, because he's only got 11 fights. Well, in his 11th fight, he fought arguably the best fighter of this generation, and Terrence Crawford gave him troubles. So Vergil Ortiz got a tough task ahead of him. If Vergil Ortiz can pull it off, then wow, he's going back to America as probably the best super welterweight outside of Terrence Crawford and Backram, which means he should be fighting for a title. Sebastian Fundora too, who's got to fight for a title. But that division's going to start moving now, especially with Israel and Vergil. They're kind of like starting it. I think Crawford's headed on the way out to fight Canelo, so he won't be much in the conversations as far as fighting those guys. But there's so many guys at 154 that could fill the bill that it's okay that Crawford leaves, man. As long as he doesn't hold the belt with him, just leave that belt down there. Go fight Canelo Alvarez and let the 54 division, let somebody beat Thanos, bro. Go start collect the belts. But we'll see. Fight before that one is Zhang versus Kabayel. Definitely a WBC interim heavyweight title fight. So for Zhang, this is his moment. He's got to win. He was supposed to fight Bacoli. I think that was being ordered up by the IBF. They go the WBC route and get Kabayel, which is also a tougher fight too, in my opinion. I think Kabayel is very crafty. I think he's very good. I think he's a lot like Joseph Parker in the way he handles his business. So Zhang can't come in this fight thinking he's just going to bulldoze through Kabayel, or else he's going to end up just like the Joseph Parker fight, man. And though that was a close fight, Parker won. And Kabayel can do it the same way. And Zhang's just got to show us, man, that he's ready. This guy's like 40. So, I mean, this is his moment. He's got to seize it. He's got to get to it. And maybe get a crack at Usyk before Usyk leaves or drops the belts. Either way, this is it for Zhang, man. He's got to win, or else this is a huge step backwards, taking another loss. And it's crazy. This is what happens when you link up with Turki Al-Sheikh. You take a loss to Joseph Parker, but now you're right back in with a big fight with Kabayel for an interim title. So, this is what we need to do in boxing more. Sometimes losses can't be, the end of the world for a guy. We got to build him back up and send him out. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. Looks like he's about to do that. And then the fight before Kabayel and Zhang is, I think, our opener, Buatsi and Callum Smith. Definitely a more get back in the name moment for both guys. I mean, Buatsi, yeah, he got a win over Willie Hutchison, who's I guess a name now at light heavyweight, but we expected more out of Buatsi, especially the way he's been fighting lately and how long he's been at the division. We expected him to dominate Willie Hutchison. That wasn't the case. Callum Smith took a little bit of break after the Beterbiev loss, so he's back after, he took, I think, a tune-up a couple months ago, and then he's back in the action, back in the mix. So, I mean, for Buatsi, he's got to win. That's just point-blank period. He's got to win against Callum Smith because Callum Smith's kind of coming off the pond. But if Callum Smith could pull this fight out, his name's back in the conversation with some of those big fighters like Anthony Yard. Benavidez is in the division now. Morrell's in the division now. Maybe the loser of Beterbiev and Bivol could fight Callum Smith. There's a lot of options. And if I'm Callum Smith, hey, man, you got Turkey Al-Sheikh here. Might as well come in here and get the win so I can get myself positioned possibly for a big fight. But yeah, man, that's the way I feel it's gonna go down. Let me know how you guys feel. Drop your winners and your predictions in the comment section. Smash the like button as always. Subscribe, like, and definitely check the description. Now I'm gonna drop the Discord in the link, and yeah, just check me out, man. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere you can find me, man. Millions. I'm out here, man. Like and subscribe. It's your boy Ryan from the 6 Boxing Talk up north, and we out.